Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Elmo,
I'm Tuna.
and we're going to be doing our predictions. We'll talk about last week's predictions, and we'll look at next two game week predictions because it's one where there's a game every single day for 9 days, from Tuesday all the way through to Thursday. A total of 22 games. So we'll just do that all in one. Um, Before we get into it, please subscribe to the channel, please like the video, and please drop a comment just giving us your feedback, just so that we can try and get seen more on the YouTube algorithm. And check all our links and everything below as well. So, the last few weeks, we've kind of done poor, haven't we, on the predictions?
Kind of. We have been Sheffield United levels of bad. And even though we've picked up more points than them,
Yeah.
just about. But we've had 6 weeks now, I think, in a row since either one of us have had a real good week. I think the last one was that 9-all draw, weren't it? When we were like, oh, look how good we both are. We're fantastic. And then since then, it's just gone downhill.
Yeah, so I'm still ahead by 5 points in total. So I've got 87 and you've got 82. In terms of game weeks won, I haven't actually got a total for that, so I'll get that ready for next time. But we'll talk about last week's results then. So we started off with Everton versus West Ham. It was 1-0 to West Ham, and I predicted 2-0 to Everton. So great start as always.
Yep, the 1 week I back Everton, they lose. They're a joke. I went 3-1 Everton, so I got no points either. The next game we had was Manchester United versus Aston Villa, which Man United won 2-1. I was a goal off, like normal, on this one. Whenever I score any points, I had 3-1 to Manchester United, so I managed to get a point at least.
I went 4-1, so I was 2 goals off, but I still got at least 1 point. Next one was Tottenham versus Leeds. Tottenham won 3-0. I kind of had faith in Leeds United and they let me down. I had 3-1.
Yeah, I gave myself a second point this week. I had Tottenham to win 2-1, so not quite as comprehensive as it was, but it's 2-1 after 3 games, which, we've already almost matched most of the weeks we've had before. The next one we had was Crystal Palace versus Sheffield United, which Crystal Palace won 2-0, and I got a perfect score. But the first time, sometime, either one of us got one, I went 2-0, so 3 points there.
I went 1-1. I didn't expect Sheffield United to win, but I thought it'd be a bit close. So, again, no points for me, so I'm still on 1 point after 4 games. Uh, Brighton versus Wolves was a 3-3 game. That was quite a juicy game. I predicted 2-0 to Wolves, so again, still 1 point only all week.
Yeah, I went 2-1 to Wolves, so again, no points there, but I've got my 5 so far. I'm pretty confident at this point. West Brom then played Arsenal, which finished 4-0 to Arsenal, and I wasn't expecting this at all. I had a 1-all draw in this one.
Yeah, and it never goes right when I have the same score as you, and I had 1-1, and I got no points as well. The next game was Burnley versus Fulham, which was actually postponed due to COVID cases at Fulham, so that will be replayed at some point in the future, and we will change our scores then.
Positive there, no incorrect result.
I would have had definitely 3 points there. I guarantee it.
I'm sure you would. Just like in this next game, Newcastle Fulham, which finished 2-1 to Leicester. Newcastle Fulham, Newcastle Leicester even, which
Newcastle
finished 2.
Fulham, which
Newcastle
finished
Fulham,
what to
which Leicester
Leicester?
won. That's how good this game was. 3 teams played and Leicester won it. And then Newcastle Leicester, which finished 2-1 to Leicester, and I got a perfect score in this one again. So it puts me on 8 this week.
I had 3-1, so I just needed one more goal from Leicester, but I did get my second point of the game week, which
I did watch this back, by the way. You was going to go 2-1 to Leicester and changed it because I had 2-1.
I just don't
That
like having
makes
the
it
same
spin.
as you.
I mean, it wouldn't have finished 2-1 if you had to say. We both
Exactly.
know that. So.
Newcastle would have won 6-0. Chelsea versus Man City. Man City won 3-1. the downfall of Chelsea continues, and I got 1 point. I had 1-0 win to Man City.
Yeah, I went 1-1. I went with that, big game. It's going to be a draw. I was slightly out in that one. And I was also slightly out in this last one. Southampton, Liverpool. Southampton winning 1-0. I went 3-1 to Liverpool. So incorrect there, ending the week on 8 points.
And I got a win. I had 2-1 to Southampton. So I got 1 point, 4 overall, but I think just Southampton winning Liverpool was just perfect for me, so I don't care what score I got. But
I mean, you went for a few shock results that week, actually.
yeah,
And, I mean, you got one payoff here at least, so...
yeah, but still, you won that game week by 4 points. So a good week for you, whole week for me, or average week. I guess over the last couple of weeks, that's probably a good to average week. So as I said, the next 2 game weeks they start. Obviously, we've got FA Cup this weekend, and then starting next Tuesday, you've got games Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. There's a total of 22 games, so all teams play 2 games, and you've also got next Tuesday. Yeah, next Tuesday, Man United played their game in hand against Burnley, and the Wednesday after, Man City played their game in hand against Aston Villa. So that gets 2 game in hands out of the way, but there's still plenty to be played as games get cancelled because of COVID. And we don't even know if any of these games are going to get called off, but we'll go through. We're not going to split it into game weeks. We'll go through them all. Let me just get the channels up. Okay, so we start off on Tuesday, the 12th of January, on Sky Sports at 6 o'clock. It's Sheffield United versus Newcastle. I've gone for a 2-0 win to Newcastle.
Okay, I have a 2-goal margin as well, but I've gone 3-1 to Newcastle in this one.
So
Just don't see that Sheffield United win coming.
I don't think any of us see it really. 8:15 on Sky Sports is Burnley versus Manchester United.
Yeah, I've got Manchester United continuing a good form in this one. I've got them winning 2-1, so perhaps a bit tighter than you'd expect, but Burnley are also on a decent run at the moment, so it should be a decent game.
I think Burnley's always gave the top 6 a decent run for the money over the last couple of seasons, getting the double over City, was it last season or season before? So I've gone for a 3-1 win. I do think it's going to be close, but I'm just hoping that we've got that extra edge. The next game, again on Tuesday on Sky Sports, is 8:15, Wolves versus Everton, and I've gone for a 2-1 win to Wolves.
Okay, well, we are same on that because I also have 2-1 to Wolves in this one. I was tempted to give Everton the win just so they lose because they always go against me. But I kind of want points, so I just can't see them beating Wolves.
Fair enough. Next Wednesday at 6 o'clock, this one's on BT Sport, is Man City versus Brighton.
Yeah, now I've done this quite a lot this season, but I'm going for a big City win. I've got 4-0 to Manchester City.
We do keep saying that Brighton are having good games, but I think this is where City's making a comeback at the moment. So I've gone for 3-0, so I still think there's plenty of goals. At 8:15 next Wednesday, Sky Sports is Aston Villa versus Spurs. I've gone 2-1 to Tottenham.
I couldn't really decide on this one. Tottenham are very hit and miss at the moment, the past few weeks. Same could be said as Villa, so I've gone for a 1-1 draw in this one.
That's fair. Thursday, 14th January on Sky Sports, Arsenal versus Crystal Palace. Just like you said, 2 teams that are very hit and miss. Arsenal's on their big comeback at the moment. They're on a decent run. I've gone for 2-2 in this one.
Yeah, like you say, a tough one to call. I've got Arsenal winning 2-1 in this one. I think the momentum from the past few games is going to help them.
Possibly. That's a tough one to call, I think, just because Arsenal's whole season, if you take both teams as a whole season, uh, it's very tough to call. I think on recent form, you have got to go for Arsenal, but form kind of goes out the window at the moment, doesn't it?
Certainly does.
Friday, the 15th of January, at 8 o'clock on Sky Sports, you've got Fulham versus Chelsea.
Yeah, I'm going for another big one in this one. I've got Chelsea winning 5-0
Wow.
in this one. I don't know why.
No faith in Fulham.
No faith in Fulham. Again, Chelsea aren't on the best form, and at some point they're going to hit back and they're going to punish someone.
So I've got a little bit of more faith in Fulham than what you have. I've just gone 2-0 to Chelsea. I think Fulham will give them a decent run, but as you say, Chelsea need to fight back, and this could be a game where they start fighting back. Saturday, 16th of January on BT Sport at 12:30, Wolves versus West Brom. I've gone 2-1 to Wolves.
Yeah, interesting one, this one, because like I said, Wolves are very, very hit and miss. They seem to win one, lose one. And I've got them beating Everton, but I've got them winning 2 in a row here. I've got them winning 3-0 over West Brom.
I think since Allardyce has come back, it's not been a great return for him, has it, really? And West
Um,
Brom.
You'd think Wolves are sort of team that they might get a result against. Obviously, they got a result against City and Liverpool, but then last week they just didn't happen at all against Arsenal. So I think that logic has sort of gone.
I think West Brom was better off before Allardyce took over.
Not a surprise from an Allardyce team.
Mm. 3 o'clock on Sky Sports, Leeds United versus Brighton.
Yeah, again, going against Brighton here, going in Leeds, a 3-0 win in this one also. Back-to-back 3-0s from me.
So I've kind of gone similar, but I've given Brighton a goal, so I've gone 3-1 to Leeds in this one. 3 o'clock on Amazon Prime Video, West Ham versus Burnley. I've gone for a 1-1 draw in this one. I couldn't really decide, just because, again, the form on both teams is just all over.
Yeah, I'd say West Ham, very hit and miss. Burnley, decent run of form, but I've also got a 1-1 in this game.
Right. I'll just scrap that one then, shall I? 5:30 on Sky Sports, Aston Villa versus Everton.
Yeah, another one of them games. And, I'm back to back in Everton now. I've got them winning 2-1 over Aston Villa.
So I've gone 2-0 to Aston Villa on this one.
It is one of them games. It's very tough to call. That could be any result.
Yeah, definitely. 8 o'clock on BT Sport, Leicester versus Southampton. I've gone for Leicester 2-1.
Interesting. I also have Leicester winning and Southampton scoring a goal, but I've got Leicester winning 3-1.
I think this is a tough one. Southampton has had a good season. Leicester, they go a couple of weeks where they win and then they might lose one or two, and then they go a couple of weeks where they win again. Southampton's given everybody a decent game pretty much this season. So that's definitely a tough one.
Yeah, I mean it is very hard to go against Southampton, but I really like Leicester. So
It's when we start praising Leicester that they go downhill.
yeah, should we change that score?
Sunday, the 17th of January on Sky Sports at 2 o'clock, Sheffield United versus Tottenham.
This is interesting. This is a good one. I've got Sheffield United winning 2-1.
Really?
Yep. Don't know why. No idea why.
So, if I remember rightly, the last time that you had Sheffield United to win was against Everton.
Yes.
And how did they do?
They lost 1-0.
Okay,
So
fair enough. I've gone 3-0 to Tottenham. I don't think that. I just can't see Sheffield United getting the first win against Tottenham. But I have said to a couple of people that it's one of those where there's a fear at playing Sheffield United at the moment it's a different fear to what you have playing Liverpool or Man United 10 years ago back at Old Trafford, because there was a fear of going to play them. Now there's just a fear of being that first team to lose against
Yeah,
Sheffield United.
and someone does have to lose. They're not going to go all season without winning a game.
No.
And someone's got to do it. And why not Mourinho? Let it be so Mourinho, so Spursy.
Can you imagine the headlines?
I'd love it.
And I'm not going to call this a big game. I'm just going to say that there's no big games.
Big
But
game of the week.
it's an important game. It's a very important game. 4:30 Sky Sports, Liverpool versus Man United. Right now, first v second. Obviously, that could change midweek, but first v second.
Can it change midweek?
No, it can't. Ignore me.
No, I think it's first by second either way.
Couldn't call this. I've gone 2-2.
Interesting. It's such a tough one to decide. Like you say, at the moment, Liverpool are not on a great run of form. Manchester United are on a fantastic run of form. But in games like this, form really doesn't matter, does it? So I've gone for a fantastic game in this one. 4-2 to Liverpool.
Wow.
I think there'll be goals, and purely because Liverpool are at home. I think if this game had been at Old Trafford, I'd have a Man United win here.
So there's a lot of things that have gone through my head. I didn't want to jinx them, which kind of did affect what score I put. I don't see you playing well at the moment. I see you lacking defence pretty much. I think your defence is quite weak. Your attack's brilliant, but your defence is weak. So hopefully our good defence comes good that day. But
my
there's
thinking with
also
this
the
one-
fact that Man United's playing midweek as well, and you've got that
Yeah.
little bit of a break.
Yeah, Liverpool have got 9 days off for this game. Actually, they play on Friday in the FA Cup. But my thinking with this one was, if there's ever going to be a game that Liverpool need to come back from this run of form and make the mark, it's this game. I just couldn't bring myself to do a draw, so I'm like, screw it, we'll like 4-2 down then.
We'll see. I don't even know if I could watch that game with you or not.
So live stream reactions coming up.
Moving on, 7:15 on Sky Sports is Man City versus Crystal Palace.
Yeah, I've got City winning again. Perhaps a bit harsh on Palace, but I've got City winning 3-1.
I've gone 2-1. I think it'll be a tough game. City's not really hitting the form at the moment, and again, just like I've said about Man United, Man City are playing 3 games. Crystal Palace are actually playing midweek. Actually, they've got Arsenal, so it's kind of a tough run for Palace.
I've got not necessarily to do with this game. I've got a feeling that someone's going to be in for Sahar, or there's going to be talks about Sahar, and it's going to affect him. And obviously, we know how much Palace struggle when Sahar isn't on top form. So that's sort of why I've given Palace the results that I have done during these predictions.
So maybe after Man City Brighton, Pep Guardiola going, yeah, I like Zaha, I might put a bid in for him.
I offer you £1.
So Monday we have 8:00 kickoff on Sky Sports, Arsenal versus Newcastle. I've gone for 1-1.
Yeah, I completely understand that. I did consider a draw myself, but I've got Newcastle winning 2-1 in this one. I can only let Arsenal win for so long.
I think Arsenal can only let themselves win for so long. Tuesday, the 19th of January on BT Sport at 6:00, West Ham versus West Brom, the West Derby.
Yeah, Sam Allardyce derby as well, isn't it? So
Yeah.
it's not going to be an interesting game, is it, at all? I've got 3-1 to West Ham.
I think my keyboard broke because I've gone 2-1 to West Brom. So yeah, we'll just go with that. Sure.
It'll be a horrible game. It's
Quarter
just gonna
past
be
8 on Sky Sports, Leicester versus Chelsea. Now this could be a very interesting game, and at the moment, potentially Frank Lampard's last game?
Possibly.
Maybe. I've gone 3-0 to Leicester.
Oh, wow. I've gone for a 2-2 draw in this one.
I just saw how Tottenham just ripped Chelsea apart the other night, and was it City won 3-1 as well. I just think that
Yeah.
this is Chelsea's downfall, and Lampard's under a lot of pressure at the moment. He's under fire. I've seen so many like Chelsea fans what they've been saying about him and how he thinks that he needs more money to be spent when he's already spent a lot on this team and they're not really coming good. You've got two huge players that just aren't turning up for him at the moment with Werner and one of the other signings what he got.
Yeah, I've sort of gone with these later predictions based on what I've already predicted earlier on as well. So obviously I've got Chelsea coming back with that big win, but I've also got Leicester having that win, and say Leicester are very hit and miss. So I just sort of went, yeah, they're both going to draw this one. They're both going to come all guns blazing. Be a good game. Going to be 4 penalties, all of them scored.
So a team that does go all guns blazing is 6 o'clock on Sky Sports on Wednesday is Leeds United versus Southampton.
Yes, they do. I have gone 3-1 to Southampton in this one.
So I've gone 3-2 to Southampton just because Leeds scoring 1 goal is like, what? Really?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that'll be a good game. I'll call that the big game, so that'll be 0-0.
You can't just pick and choose which one the big game is. Everyone knows which one the big game is. It's West Ham, West Brom.
Yeah. Wednesday at 8:15 on BT Sport, it's Fulham versus Manchester United. 3-0 to Manchester United.
I've just realised how harsh I've been on Fulham. This prediction's so sorry, Fulham fans. I've got 4-0 Man United. 9 goals in 2 games to concede in there without scoring.
Wow.
Sorry, Fulham. I don't mind you.
8:15 on BT Sport, the gaming hand that should have been played on the first game week, Man City versus Aston Villa.
Yeah, and we spoke about this a couple of times already this season, whereas, if we was doing this prediction now, Aston Villa would wipe the floor with City, blah, blah, blah. But I think that's all changed now, and I've got Man City winning 2-1 over Villa.
So I've gone opposite. I've gone 2-1 to Aston Villa. There's no reason why. No. And then
No, same.
the last game of the 22 games is Liverpool versus Burnley at 8 o'clock on Sky Sports on Thursday. I've gone 2-0 to Liverpool.
Yeah, interesting one. I have gone 1-0 to Burnley.
So did you mishear who I said Burnley were playing?
I did not. No. Burnley are a great defensive side, and we've shown this season that we struggle against sides that just set up to defend against us.
It's going to be an
Burnley
interesting week for.
Physical. So
It's definitely going to be an interesting week for Liverpool then. The fact that they beat Man United 4-2 and then lose 1-0 to Burnley.
yeah, I think Man United are going to attack Liverpool, and obviously that sorts Liverpool down to the ground. Especially, with the positions between Liverpool and Man United at the moment. Whereas, like I say, we just struggle against teams that set up more defensively. And I say Burnley are a very physical team, and I can see them definitely get a goal from a set piece, maybe. Bullet header from Chris Wood.
It definitely make it.
Now I wish I put 50p on it.
It definitely make it interesting because we play our game in hand midweek. Liverpool don't have a game, so that would put us 3 points above you, level on games, and then going by your predictions, we'd still be 3 points above you
By the end of it, yeah.
Okay, but we've seen what happens this season. The results are all over the place. The team's form is all over the place. So,
they only the last time I predicted Liverpool to lose, I think, was against Crystal Palace, and we all know what happened there. So if that works, then I'm happy to lose some points there.
So that's it for the next 2 game weeks then. It's definitely going to be interesting. That will also mean that we're halfway through the season. So we are going to look, depending on time allowance and everything like that, we are going to look at releasing some videos on each team, looking back at the first half of the season, some big decisions, some key players, what they've had, and just anything else that we think's worth talking about that team. So Sheffield United is going to be a short one. So, as I said at the start of the video, please subscribe, please like the video. Everything's down below. I've been Elmo.
I've been Tuna.
I'll see you later.